Yo, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I got another video for you guys. And well, today I'm gonna be reviewing Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation, and with the upcoming reboot coming to Netflix tomorrow, I'm gonna be reviewing the last entry in the original series. So let's go and dive in. So here we go. All right, so you guys already know that this film is the forgettable entry in the franchise alongside Part 3 because, well, it's actually a mess. And like, basically, since literally the film is actually directed by Kim Hinkle, who actually co-wrote the original. This is actually his first directorial debut, and yeah, this was actually his first movie, and he what's called well, literally originally he didn't want to go ahead and actually what's called make a fourth one. At that time, fans were begging to go ahead and see another entry since due to the failure that was part three, and well, yeah, like literally what's called fans are what's called Kim Hinkle gave them what they wanted, and yeah, it literally just it didn't turn out good. But literally, like what's called the film is actually kind of not that bad. Like basically, this film is considered to be everybody's favorite film in the franchise, alongside with the second and third films. And what's called well, this is also like my what's called favorite film because this was actually the first horror film that I covered on the channel way back in 2017, and then in 2018 I covered part 3, and then alongside I did actually cover part 2, but I didn't really film that much movie scenes, and well, the original I haven't covered that movie yet, but alongside I literally what's it called I actually consider this to be this film I consider this film to be my favorite one in the franchise, since like this was the first what's called film that I covered, and well, basically it's actually pretty great. So yeah, but anyway, moving on. All right, so let's go and dive in. So here we go. So the movie starts out with the opening of the what's called of the studio Cineplex Corporation, and just to let you guys know that this studio is actually owned by Columbia. Since literally I did not know who actually what's called produced the film until when I found out that it was produced by Columbia. So yeah, but anyway, moving on. And also we get another opening crawl which summarizes the events of the first movie. But what's also kind of odd is that this film actually was called in this timeline was called parts 2 and 3 actually did happen, even though that in the opening crawl the third movie was called it ignores the events of part 2, and it's just like what's called it just rebooted the what's called the timeline. And then well, alongside when part was called then in part 4, I guess that literally was called those events actually happening and was called this continuity. But literally, like I guess that like the timeline in this franchise is kind of messed up. So yeah, but anyway, moving. Also, they actually gave us a date which was May 22nd of '96. But I also found out that in the other version of this movie, like it kind of gives us the date of '95, like I mean '94. And well, basically, this movie has two different dates. Like the what's called the other version has the 1994 day, and this one actually has the 1996 day. But yeah, but it's kind of like messed up. So yeah, but anyway, moving. Then we finally got our opening crawl, our opening title. Yeah, to be honest, like the opening of this movie is kind of like one of my favorites. What's called alongside with parts 2 and 3. So yeah, but anyway, moving on. And we're introduced to our main character, who's actually Jenny, played by Renee Zellweger, and his boyfriend Sean. And also, that sound right there kind of like is actually a reference to the original film. So yeah, but anyway, moving on. We're introduced to these other two characters, which is Barry, who's actually the douchebag, and also his girlfriend Heather. Well, it's anyway, moving on. And then out of nowhere, they end up getting in a car crash, and yeah, that happens. But anyway, moving on. We're introduced to one of the family members, which is Darla, who is actually Vilmer's girlfriend. So yeah, but anyway, moving on. We're introduced to Vilmer, who's played by Matthew McConaughey, and just like Viggo Mortensen's tags, like Vilmer is also one of my favorite characters in the franchise. So yeah, but anyway, moving on. And then he straights up and kills Sean, and yeah, anyway, moving. And then the teenagers end up actually arriving at the slaughterhouse, and literally this house is actually kind of pretty like different than the what's called in the houses from the original and part 3. But even though that's called and part 2, they actually kind of lived in a what's called I don't know, like literally they actually lived in a what's called a ride from a like they lived in a battleground. But anyway, moving on. And then we're introduced to one of the family members, which is W.E. And well, literally he is actually not the same character from part 3, even though that his name was mentioned in the opening crawl of that film. But literally this is just a different character. So yeah, but anyway, moving. And then we're introduced to Leatherface, who's actually, also gone through a new appearance than the previous 3 films. So, yeah, but anyway, moving. And then Leatherface ends up locking Jenny in the freezer, and then, well, he actually starts screaming. Yeah, literally that. But anyway, moving on. And then Barry sees a dead body, and then he quickly runs outside, and then he ends up getting caught by Leatherface, and yeah, this happens. Yeah, he's literally knocked down, and then well, literally, if you could tell that he's actually his eyes are still open, like literally, like well, anyway, moving on. Then Leather ends up pulling out Heather from the fridge, and then he ends up putting her, on the hook, and yeah, oh, that's gonna hurt. Yeah, and also that right there's actually a reference to the original. So yeah, but anyway, moving on. And then Vilmore starts what's called interrogating Jenny, and then making her what's called scared, and yeah, like literally anyway, moving on. And then Leatherface ends up chasing after Jenny, and well, literally basically the film repeats the same chainsaw chase scene from the original. So yeah, but anyway, moving on. And then Jenny arrives at Darla's office, just like the same thing as when Sally end up what's called arriving at the gas station, and then stumble upon Cook, and well, yeah, let's anyway, moving. And then W arrives to go ahead and actually kidnap Jenny, and well, literally, what's called it turns into like a mess. So yeah, but I'll let you guys see for yourselves. Yeah, like anyway, moving on. And also, Darla actually kind of what's called orders a pizza. Well, literally, I also what's called found out that literally these what's called family members are not actually cannibals like in the previous 3 films. So anyway, moving on. So Leatherface ends up bringing Jenny into the house, and then WE ends up bullying him. And well, literally, it's actually one of my favorite scenes in the film, and I'm gonna show you guys. Anyway, we get like an argument over here, and then we're into like what's called interrogating Jenny, and yeah, like literally what's called this movie is like anyway, moving on. And then Vilmer ends up doing this. He ends up biting Heather's nose, and that is it's literally just anyway, moving on. And then Jenny ends up what's called holding them hostage for some reason, like literally like seriously, like look at it turns into an argument, then like yeah, the whole this whole thing is amazing. And he could barely drink a beer. I mean, like yeah, but anyway, moving on. And then well, like, this happens. Yeah, like literally, like this scene right here is actually one of like my favorite scenes, and like God, like literally, Vilmer's just like what's called like her, bullying his girlfriend. Like literally, this is just like it's a man. But anyway, moving on. And then once when Jenny tries to escape, Vilmer actually hops on the car, and then well, this happens. Yeah, well, anyway. That day, Vilmer brings her back to the house, and then he literally ends up knocking her out, and yeah, like, anyway. Yeah, Matthew McConaughey's one favorite one-liners, and then yeah, like this is actually another dinner scene, but it's kind of actually what's called well, anyway, moving on. Vilmer goes crazy, and then well, this happens. Yeah, he literally just kills Do-Yi with a book. I mean, like, seriously. And then Grandpa walks off, so, anyway, moving on. Then Vilmer ends up burning Jenny, and then, well, yeah, like, literally, like, yeah, it's actually, it's a mess, what? Anyway, moving on. Also, this guy shows up who goes by the name of Rothman, and, well, literally, basically, he's actually what's called in a, what's called, like, in a garment thing, or whatever it's called, and, like, literally, I guess somehow he actually, what's called set this up, or what? Anyway, moving on. And then Vilmer ends up killing Heather, and yeah, like literally, whatever. Anyway, and then Jenny tries to escape, but then well, basically, yeah, like literally, I'll let you guys see first. I'll let you guys see. And so after that, Jenny ends up running away, and then well, yeah, I'll let you guys see. Dang, that lasts all the way towards the nighttime. That's like, wow, whatever. Anyway, move. And then Jenny hitches a ride in these old couples' RV, and then, yeah, like, it's, anyway, move on. And then after once when they took out the two old couple, like, Jenny ends up getting chased again yet by Vilmer and Lether, and then, well, I'll let you guys see. Dang. Well, yeah, that's enough. Or what? Anyway, moving on. Yeah, so after when Vilmer gets killed, she ends up getting picked up by Rothman, and then yeah, like it's yeah. But anyway, moving on. Also get appearance from the actor who played Grandpa in the original, alongside with Marilyn Burns and also Paul Partain. So yeah, but anyway, moving. For Leatherface does the crazy chainsaw dance from the original, and then the movie ends with the original sound from the original film. Hey we guys, so that was Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation, and to be honest, it was not a bad movie. I mean, like when the first time when I watched this movie, like it was kind of like what's called alright, and also literally like it's actually what's called one of my favorite films in the franchise, and also since this was the first horror film that I actually covered, like what's called when I started the channel, and like basically yeah, it literally still is considered to be my favorite horror what's called my favorite horror films, and then like literally it's actually pretty great. So ranking, I give it an 8 out of 10. So yeah, but anyway, moving on. Well, there you have it guys, so hope you guys enjoyed the video. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification, and I'll see you guys later.